It's Sunday, May 17th, and I just woke up and I looked at my email, which is one of the first things I do. Can I show you? Not easily, probably, but I have 3 monitors set up here. And this one here has email on it 24/7. It's my email monitor. So no matter what I'm doing, I always see what's there. So this morning I woke up and I had maybe 30 new messages about Twitter. Somebody mentioned you in Twitter, somebody retweeted you in Twitter, somebody mentioned you in Twitter, somebody retweeted you in Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't recognize the name. It was a Twitter handle, not related directly to the person's name. So I just looked at it and I went, oh, there's some activity on Twitter. Now, I Twitter once a day in the morning as part of my morning ritual of online tasks. And I try and tweet approximately 140 characters of something that is spontaneously witty, but I don't always succeed. Some mornings I'm just not in the right mood, some mornings I'm not. I mean, I am. I take a little tiny bit of internal pride on getting exactly 140 characters or 139 characters in my tweet. Sometimes it takes a little bit of readjusting, but I know the language well enough to be able to exchange words here and there and come up with a 140 character tweet. Most people probably don't notice because it doesn't actually say anything, so it's just an internal little thing that I try and do. So I don't really take a lot of pride in my tweets. I don't really put a lot of effort in it, but I do try and do at least one to 3 a day. And I'm aware that no one notices. I do it sometimes at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, but really it's part of my morning ritual. And I realized that I don't have a lot of friends in Twitter because I'm over 50 and my peer group really isn't a Twitter universe kind of peer group. And as well, depending on how you use Twitter, you may or may not see everyone's tweets. Especially if they're in the morning and you check Twitter afternoon or in the evening. It's not really going to be in your list. And most people don't use Twitter the same as Facebook. They don't just log on and read their wall until they reach, old material. That seems to be a little bit on how I use Twitter. I don't follow, I follow some people, but really I wake up and as part of that ritual, I read the top 20 or 50 tweets and that's it. So I understand Twitter is a little bit like standing on a stage telling jokes to an empty room, with maybe a tape recorder on some of the chairs that people will listen to later and laugh at. But you don't really get reactions from Twitter unless you're famous, you have a lot of followers, or you're really funny, or you say something offensive that someone happens to catch. But I don't have a lot of followers that I know. Most of the followers on Twitter that I have are marketing companies and restaurants and people who have seen that I primarily use Twitter to check into places and win contests, although I've never won any. So this morning it was a little bit unique to have activity on my Twitter account. Now one of the ironic things is yesterday's tweet was pretty lame. It was one of the lamest tweets. It was something like, this is tweet number 5,467. Will it be the one that makes me famous? Or something like that. In 140 characters. Followed by the next tweet going, nope, didn't do it. But ironically, it might be one of the tweets that made me famous, because an old friend of mine who now lives in England retweeted it, thought it was funny, but then started paying a little bit of attention to me and went to my YouTube channel. Now for me, YouTube is similar to Twitter. It's an area that I express myself, but I know that not a lot of people are watching. Last year, on January 2nd, not this year, I did a 100-day challenge with GiveIt100.com, and I made 100 videos. And one a day. Duh. And this year I did a few. I stopped because, I had 6 followers and nobody was commenting. And again, it's like standing up in front of an audience and talking and not having anyone laugh or listen or be there. So it's a tough business to get into when there's no audience. It's like auditioning for a single person that doesn't laugh, like I'm told Lorne Michaels might be. However, the most amazing thing happens when one person does laugh. Now, I've never been a big fan of the LOL because people use it like a smile or like, you know, it doesn't really express to me that they laughed. And to me, there's a certain inner feeling when you make a joke and someone recognizes it as a joke and actually laughs. I tried inventing RLOL as one of those expressions, but it didn't catch on, once again, because I have almost a zero audience. That would be for real LOL, when you actually laugh at something. But in this case, someone watched some of my YouTube videos, and instead of commenting on YouTube, they retweeted them on Twitter saying, hey, this is an old friend of mine, and he's very creative, and I found it interesting. And she has a lot more followers than I do. So some of her followers commented on the Twitter tweet that she retweeted, commented on the videos, and it wasn't a huge explosion, but for me, 10 messages in my email, that was a pretty huge explosion. Had there been one, it would have been a huge explosion. It would have been an audience member. No, that's kind of a sarcastic laugh. It would have been an audience member laughing at a joke in an empty room. And that's amazing! It's kind of neat how the internet works. You make a joke, no one pays any attention. But when you make a joke and someone does, you get a retweet. You get a favorite, a little star. It's neat, and I appreciate it. So I want to thank that person, even though I just woke up, I just sat down, it's still before 7 in the morning. I heard the applause. I felt the smiles that I generated. And that's kind of neat. And maybe it'll go on, and that kind of stupid tweet about tweet 5473 being the one that makes me famous, it was the one that made me more famous than I am. I don't want to be famous. I just want a few fans. Thanks for watching me on Frogstar TV. My name's Jeff Goebel. I don't know why I saluted. As I was saying it, I realized I reversed the sort of end tag, which is usually, thanks for watching me on Frogstar TV. Click end. But then I said my name after it, and it felt different, so I went for a salute. Anyway, I'm ruining my fame. Now you hate me. My name's Jeff Goebel. Thanks for watching.